have drunk their fill of blood.
Request backup. An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
March forward and fear Enemies are many, and I am alone. But one slash, I'll kill them all.
Legendary! Your team destroyed a turret.
The light of victory is before me. Die.
Killing spree. Legendary!
Time. End it all.
An enemy has been slain.
Enemy spotted.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Your team destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. Legendary!
The light of victory is before me.
Your team destroyed a turret. Kill. Mega kill. Request backup.
Kill.
Initiate retreat. Legendary!
Enemy spotted. Die. March forward and fear nothing.
An ally has been slain.
Enemy spotted.
Shut down! Enemy double! Unstoppable! An enemy has been slain!
Time to end it all.
Monster kill! An enemy has been slain! Your team destroyed a turret! Our turret has been destroyed! Killing spree!
These two more blades have drunk their fill of blood. March forward and fear nothing. Die. Time to end it all.
An enemy has been slain!
Enemy spotted.